Alright everyone, I'm going to assume you've probably already seen the news of a gunman opening fire at the GOP congressional baseball practice. It's where all the senators and representatives, they get together to go pretend that they're not immediately afterwards. They're gonna go like get wasted or do lines of coke or something. Oh, we're in shape. We have a friendly baseball game. We don't fantasize about beating each other over the head with the fucking baseball bats. I don't purposely wing the ball at people's heads because I fucking hate them or anything like that. But let's play a game here. We're gonna play what's the probable motive involved when somebody opens fire on the GOP congressional baseball practice. What's probably the motive there? Could it be, was it a racial motive? No, the gunman was white. Most of the GOP, let's face it, is white. I'm going to assume that's probably not. Okay, so that the racial motive's off the table. Worried about gun control? Yeah, probably not, considering the fact that it's the GOP. If it were the Democratic baseball practice, maybe you could make that argument. Radical Islam? Maybe. There are some people who are like, they're Western, they're Anglo-Saxon, they like convert to Islam, go crazy or something. Maybe, kinda, sorta. I'm gonna put my bets on someone who's disgruntled and on the left, who keeps hearing all this crap from the corporate media and from all of their like pundits and all of their sort of independent consultants there that are like what was it, David Simon or Dan Simon or some fucking Simon a few days ago on Twitter. Oh, if Trump is exonerated, you need to start picking up bricks or something like that. This is the sort of crap that you hear on a regular basis. Oh, it's time to rise up and resist. We're going to have a revolution of some sort. How we're going to accomplish that, who fucking knows? But it'll happen anyway. If Trump isn't impeached, we're going to take matters into our own hands. In other words, they're saying the sort of things they used to talk about the Tea Partiers saying, and there were always a few nuts in the Tea Party that did say them. They usually got investigated for it. Meanwhile, they're saying the same things. After spending years saying the violent sort of rhetoric is anti-American and terroristic in form. I'm sure, though, because this person was probably politically motivated, probably, not certainly, but probably, I'm sure that's like CNN and being liberal in these groups, they'll try to ignore that fact, and they'll cast it off as someone who's just, either he was just nuts, which is funny because they always talk about how evil it is to say that in regards to any violence involving a white person. They say, no, it had to be a racial motivation, even if it's clearly not. They'll either say that or they'll talk about gun control or something like that. Oh, we need more gun control in the country. He shouldn't have been able to get a gun because reasons. You know, it'll probably turn out to be someone who has no past criminal record, too. Either that or he was having a psychotic break. But the majority whip, sort of second in command, was shot in the hip, Scalise. So at least one of his aides, I believe, was shot, as well as one of his guards, and other people were injured as well. And I'm hearing conflicting reports, either something like 20 shots or 100 shots were fired. That's quite a few. This person didn't have particularly good aim because so far I don't think anybody has died. But I guess that's a blessing for all the religious folks out there. Well, you can count your lucky stars. But why would somebody randomly show up and say, oh, look, GOP people playing baseball. I think I'll gun a bunch of them down. What kind of person does this? They're either nuts or they're politically motivated, in all likelihood. And so Trump has weighed in. I'm sure that the Democrats will not give him credit for not immediately saying something off the wall. He's actually, oh, my prayers are with them. This is a tragedy. I'll keep up to date with the situation. But it's going to be funny to see how some people in the country who are so hyper-partisan at this point that they don't even know what's going on in their day-to-day lives, let alone in politics. It's going to be funny to see them try to spin it. This sort of political violence, though, has become almost the new status quo for people in the old guard left, because they see their movement is dying. That's clear. Progressives don't really do the gun people down thing so much as the throw rocks thing. So I'm assuming this probably isn't somebody who's even really on the left in a political fashion. Like the neoliberals are not really on the left. They're just rudimentary authoritarians. They want more surveillance and war and stuff. So it's not really left-wing. It's just democratic partisan. So that's probably what this gunman would be represented as. Somebody who's just disgruntled. Maybe some Hillary Clinton voter. Oh, it was her turn. It was such a wonderful thing. Or again, somebody who thinks that Trump is Hitler and so violence is somehow justified towards the GOP because he happens to be a Republican or something like that. But we'll wait on speculating too much. That's just sort of my best guess scenario. But we'll wait and see what the actual motive is, because they took him alive. I think they shot him as well. They managed to shoot the gunman and capture him, as opposed to blowing his head off, which might have been called for in the situation, considering how many shots supposedly were fired, even on the more, pardon the pun, but conservative estimate of the number of bullets that were fired. We'll see. We'll see what the motive was. That's about all. Peace out.